control.
Welcome. I'm glad you were able to make it. Your mission today is very, very important. Please open your books to page 73. We are going to be learning about unit rates and ratios. This is something that you have done before, so this should be an easy review. Commence with the operation.
Okay, so we're going to look at a couple of problems that you pretty much know how to do, but we'll just review them a little bit. So here we have a word problem. Heritage Middle School has 150 students. That's an important number. 2 out of 3, that's really important too. 2 out of 3 students in Miss Mason's class prefer gel toothpaste. Use this ratio to predict how many students in the entire middle school prefer gel toothpaste. So they're giving us a fraction that is in her class, 2 out of 3, and we have to apply that to the whole school, which is 150 students. So to do this, we're going to use the equivalent fraction method. So they told us that 2 out of 3 kids in her class like gel, right? 2 out of 3. And so the 3 is the total, and the 2 is like gel, and we have to compare that to 150 kids in the whole school. That's the total, and what we're looking for is how many like gel. So 3, so here's that fraction again, 3 times 50 equals 150, so that we do 2 times 50 equals 100, and that's how we figure it out. We're making equivalent fractions, right? If we do times 50 on the bottom, we have to do times 50 on the top. Great. Let's look at another one. So this says the ratio of the number of text messages sent by Lucas to the numbers of text messages sent by his sister is 3 to 4. Lucas sent 18 text messages. How many text messages did his sister send? So again, we're going to use equivalent fractions. So we know that Lucas, for every 3 that he sent, his sister sent 4. So it's 3 to 4. And now if Lucas sent 18, what did his sister send? So we know that 3 times 6 is 18. And if we do times 6 on the bottom, we have to do times 6 on the if we do times 6 on the top, we have to do times 6 on the bottom. 4 times 6 is 24. So that means that his sister sent 24 text messages. Okay, so now let's look at the got it on page 73. So we're on page 73, and we're going to look at letter A. In a survey, 4 out of people preferred creamy over chunky peanut butter. So I'm going to write 4 out of 5 preferred creamy over chunky peanut butter. There are 120 people shopping at the grocery store. So we're going to say equals blank over 120. How many people in the store would prefer creamy peanut butter, right? So the top is the creamy, so this number is the creamy, and this number is the total people. So 5 times what is 120? 5 times some number equals 120. 4 times that same number is going to go there. So why don't you try that? Ready, go. Okay, so the way we figure this out is 5 times something equals 120. So I'm not really sure what that is. So let's see. Let's do 120 divided by 5. 120. Oh, you can't see that. 120 divided by 5. 5 goes into 12. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract 2. There you go, 24. So I know that 5 times 24 is 120. If I do it on the bottom, I have to do it on the top. So 4 times 24 equals 96. So now that I know that 96 out of 120 prefer creamy peanut butter, my answer is 96. See how that works? So the other type of problem that we're going to do is with rates. And remember, rates is about time and speed, and with unit rates, it means have a 1 on the bottom. How much does 1 of something cost? Or something like that. So this says the Millers drove 105 miles on 4 gallons of gas. So 105 miles on 4 gallons of gas. So I'm going to put miles and gallons, right? At this rate, how many miles can they drive on 6 gallons of gas? So here we have 6 in the gas category. Well, 4 times nothing is 6, so it's going to be kind of hard. So, but let's figure out how many miles they get on 1 gallon of gas. So let's put a 1 here in the middle. Well, this I can do. I know 4 divided by 4 is 1. So now I have to do 105 divided by 4 is going to be, oh my gosh, it doesn't go evenly. So 105 divided by 4, let's write it out here. 105 divided by 4. 4 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. We have a 2. Bring down the 5. Oh my gosh. 4 goes into 25 6 times, right? 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract, and there's 1 left over. So remember, if there's 1 left over, that goes up here. So 1, and then this number goes on the bottom. So it's 26 1/4, right? And if you were going to turn that to a decimal, you should hopefully know that 26 1/4 is the same as 26.25. So in 1 gallon, they can go 26.25 miles. So now, remember, we're still trying to find how far they go on 6 gallons of gas. So now I know 1 times 6 is 6. So now I have to do 26.25 times 6, right? Times 6. So I'll just tell you that 26.25 times 6 is 157.5. So yes, you might have to do some big problems. And on these, it is okay to use a calculator. If you have big problems like that, you can use a calculator. Got it? Cool. So now you guys try letter C at the bottom. There are 810 calories in 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream. How many are there in 7 scoops? So I'll kind of get you started on this a little bit. If there's 810 in 3 scoops, right? So this is, then what is it in 7? In 7 scoops. So what you want to do in the middle is find out how much is in 1 scoop. So divide by 3, and then, so here you're going to divide by 3, then you're going to have to multiply by 7, and you have to do the same thing on the top. Ready, go. All right, so if you do all that, you should figure out that this, I multiply this, and you should have, your final answer will be 1,890 calories. Got it? You do this, divide by 3, and then times by 7, and you get 1,890. All right, cool. Okay, so what we're going to do now, watch this. Woo, I have lizards on me. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to do your homework as part of the Edpuzzle. So you don't have to do it separately, but you know, you still got to do it. And I want you to do it in the book also. So you can do it in the book and on the Edpuzzle at the same time. Let's get these things off of my face. Go away. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we are now on page 75. Page 75. And number 1, I would like you to do this one. If 45 cookies serve 15 students, how many cookies are needed for 30 students? So I'll just help you get started on this. We have 45 cookies. I'll put C for cookies. Serve 15. I'll put S for students. So cookies are 45. S students, that is 15. How many we want to know for 30 students? And I put 30 on the bottom because it says 30 students, and students is 30. So figure out how many cookies will serve 30 students. Ready, go. Okay, so you should have figured out this is pretty easy. 15 times 2 equals 30. 45 times 2 equals 90. So your answer is 90. Great. So number 2, let's try number 2. 4 students spend $12 on school lunch. At this rate, find the amount 10 students would spend. So we have, it's $12 for 4 students, right? And we want to find the amount 10 students would be, right? How much would 10 students be? So the easiest thing to do is find out how much is 1 student. Got it? Figure out what 1 student is, then you can figure out what 10 students is. Ready, go. Okay, so you should have figured out to get 4 to 1, you just do divide by 4, and that's going to be 3, which means for every student it costs $3. And so now I just do times 10, right? 1 times 10 is 10, so 3 times 10 is $30. So for 10 kids it's $30. Awesome. All right, let's do number 3. A Clydesdale, that's as big horse as a Clydesdale, drinks about 120 gallons of water every 4 days. Woo, that's a lot. So at this rate, about how many gallons of water does a Clydesdale drink in 28 days? So you'll set this up with 120 gallons every 4 days, and we want to compare that to 28 days. What will it be? Okay, ready, go. Excellent. So you should have figured out that 4 times 7 is 28. 120 times 7 is 840 gallons. In 10 minutes, a heart can beat 700 times. At this rate, how many minutes will a heart beat 140 times, and at what rate will that heart beat? So let's just do the first part. I'll help you get it set up. So in 10 minutes, so I'll put 10 minutes, the heart rate beats 700 times, right? 10 minutes. And we're comparing that to 140 times, 140. Okay, so we have to do something to get from 700 to 140. Well, 700 is bigger, so you're going to have to divide by something on the top and the bottom. Ready, go. All right, so if I do 700 divided by 5, 5 goes into that 140 times. Then I have to do this divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Got it? Now, for this to figure out that I got 5, to divide by 5, I had to do a bunch of just guess and check. Or really what you're doing is 700 divided by 140. So you can kind of guess and check with that. Okay, so let's do number 5. It says the table shows which school subjects are favored by a group of students. Predict a number of students out of 400. This is really important. Out of 400 that would pick science as their favorite subject. Pick science. So we know we have to figure out how many right now have picked science. Right now there's, well, I don't want to tell you. I want you to try this on your own. Ready, go. All right, so now we're looking for the number out of 400. So that's going to go down there. And the information they give us is, right now we know that 3 people chose science. So there's a 3 over the total number here of responses. So we're going to have to add them up. Well, let's see. 3 plus 7 is 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. So it's 3 out of 20, right? So 3 out of 20 have chosen science now. And then, so what do we have to do to 20 to make it 400? Well, 20 times 20, right? 20 times 20 is 400. So 3 times 20 is 60. So your answer is 60 out of 400, or 60 kids would choose science. All right, so if you've gotten these right, congratulations. If you got a few wrong, don't worry about it. But there is some extra homework, and that is just to study all of the past homeworks we've done in this chapter, because tomorrow we're going to have a test on it, okay? And the test is very similar to all of the homework problems. So if you did those, it should be Easy peasy for you. We will kind of go over, you should have all these things written in your book also, because that way tomorrow if you have a question on some of these problems, I can help you with it. So make sure you have the problems written in your book, or the answers written in the book, and we can go over any questions you have about this or any other homework, and then we'll do a little test. It'll be so much fun.